Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609. I'm just leaving Ruidoso on the way back to Capitan. Just got me some groceries, but what I want to talk about, several things actually, just touch on them because we've just been we've been out here in New Mexico for about 5 months, and I'm living in a casita, a small RV, and we'll talk about that. I've been living in my casita for a year now, or it will be a year, the 1st of October, which is, believe it or not, like 2 months away. Not even that, 1 full month, September. And you got to learn to live in a casita. I've talked about that before. You got to learn how to live in a small space. And it reminded me that you have to adapt. Your whole life is adaptation. You adapt as you get older, to your new circumstances, because you don't do things like you did when you were much younger. You're not as quick mentally or physically, but just a suggestion here for your enjoyment. They have audio books on YouTube for free, and if you want to, there's one that I've been listening to for 2 days. It's Robinson Crusoe. I know that's a old children's book, sort of, but it's not really a children's book. There's a real life story there about this guy, even though it's a fiction thing. Check it out. It's Daniel Defoe, and the guy that's reading it is a good guy. I mean, he enunciates the words clearly so that you can understand them. So yeah, check that out. And you would talk about a minimalist lifestyle. Well, he did it. But it's the whole book, not just the part where he's on the island. It kind of gives you the background on how he got there, and it's really, really fascinating. And basically, he adapted, and what he adapted to was not only the physical circumstances of his situation, the housing and getting food and all that, but he also adapted to another thing called loneliness. And that's not an easy thing to do. And for me, because I remember it, but you can. It's you're not going to die living alone without another person or a dog or a chicken or whatever. It's okay. I mean, and it's actually now for me, it's the only lifestyle I could imagine, because I'm such a free spirit, do anything I want to anytime, and not have to wait for a second opinion or worry about a dog or a cat or anything like that. But the next step in this video, aside from talking about adapting to living in a small RV and adapting to living by yourself, is the next thing would be, how would I evaluate this leg or this part of my life's journey, the past 5 months since I left my home base in Central Texas and came out to New Mexico in my then pretty much new casita RV. Well, folks, I got to tell you, and I've said it before in some earlier videos on this trip, this is the best RVing I've ever done in 25 years. And why would you say that? Or why would I say that? Well, it's just been a very comfortable, enjoyable experience for me. Everything's kind of gone pretty good. I've been able to find some spots. I know I've had sometimes when I was boondocking, it was a little hot, and maybe I shouldn't have done it, but that's all right. That's how you learn. But highlight of the trip so far, other than seeing some beautiful sunrises and sunsets, has been the acquisition of the lot in Capitan, New Mexico, because that is something that I knew that I needed to do and wanted to get it out, check that off my bucket list, whatever that means. I wanted to get that done because, I'm 74 and time's passing, and, turn around, and you know what I mean, guys. You older folks sure know what I'm talking about. And, it's not like next year when I come out here, if I still feel like I do now, pretty much in good health and so forth, yeah, I'll just use Capitan as a springboard to go some other places, where, I don't know, depends on what I feel like doing at that time. So I can't really say, well, I'm going to go here, there, and there, and then commit myself, sort of. I'm not going to do that, but I will, as long as I feel good. I'll just take little trips around New Mexico and continue to enjoy life's journey as long as I'm here. And that's so important. It's so important, and the reason I emphasize these things, and at the closing of every video, about, taking deep breaths, and drinking plenty of water, stretch, walk, and all that stuff. It is just so important that you do those things, because, if you just do those simple things and exercise, eat reasonably well, stand guard at the door of your mind, don't dump a lot of crap from TV media in your mind, you're going to feel better, man. I mean, I sleep good at night. I don't take any sleeping pills. I don't take any medication at all. And, I go in the grocery store and see people my age or even younger that, they got some serious health problems that could have been avoided had they gently exercised their body and guarded their mind and ate right, or even reasonably correct, And, one of the things that I'm not against it, I just don't do it a lot, and that's eating out. About the only thing I do as far as eating out is I will get a pizza every now and then, and break it up into 8 pieces and freeze 7 and have one slice whenever I get a pizza urge, and that's it. It's, as far as going out once a week, or I bet I don't go out. I bet I don't go out and eat 2 times a month. Now that's just me. That doesn't mean you need to do that. I'm just telling you that eating out, in my opinion, is not only expensive, it's unhealthy. Because in order to make the food taste good, they got to do some cute stuff. One of them is add a lot of salt. But that's enough dwelling on that. For those of you that are contemplating starting a life of RVing, I got some stuff in the floorboards. You may hear it rattling. Not much I can do about it. I can't reach over there right now. But for those of you that are contemplating RVing as a way of life, whether it's full-timing or part-timing, it's like going on a vacation. So there's not much to that. But full-timing is a whole different ballgame. And, again, I've talked about this before, is, having a home base, guys. It's not, whenever I was in my 30s and 40s, or actually 40s when I really started RVing full time, it's not much to it, I mean, you can make a living out on the road doing a variety of different things. And this thing here is making a lot of noise, isn't it? So I'll try to figure out how to stop some of this stuff. Hang on. But be that as it may, you can get by pretty good in your younger years. But once you cross 60, 65 in that range, it's going to change. It's just going to change. That's all I'm going to say. How it changes for you, I don't know. Is it enjoyable? Yeah, it is. It's just like living in a sticks and bricks home. You have those days that are just great. Everything goes perfect, and RVing is not going to change that. You'll be in a different location more often than you will, obviously, at home in a home base or sticks and bricks. But location, you're still there. You're still there. Nothing changed. You're the human body that's in that place. And if you've got a few issues, they're not going away. So just bear that in mind as you look at this new lifestyle, if that's what you're looking at. And then what else can I tell you? If your health is reasonably good, life is so much better. And I know there's some conditions that come up on you that you didn't do anything about. If you have a stroke or whatever, but those things that are within your control, do them. You don't have to. Never mind. I won't get on that. But be that as it may, be yourself, but be good at it. Be the best self you can be. You can't be like anybody else. I hear comments sometimes. Everybody, people want to adopt the lifestyle I'm living. Well, actually, the lifestyle is fine. It's going to be your lifestyle. That's it. It'll be whatever you want it to be. And I think that's the way life is. I mean, we're all so different. It's just amazing, man. Again, go in a grocery store and look around. Is there anybody that looks like you? Probably not. Is there anybody that thinks like you? Probably not. Is there anybody that's dreaming the same dreams? Probably not. So, and even when you're communicating with your children, your relatives, your wife, spouse, or whatever, they're hearing your words, but they got their own life. You follow me? They got their own dreams. Even though you think you're part of them, you ain't. We're separate things. And so, but anyway, this is a beautiful area. Again, we're on the highway. This is Highway 48 going from Ruidoso to Capitan, and I'm very pleased that I got the lot. I wished I could have got the road done, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. As far as next year getting the electric on the property, I believe I've got that pretty well nailed down. I've got it set up at Otero Electric. The lady there's got all the paperwork. All I got to do is pay the $50 fee and then get an electrician to meet their engineers there a month or two later and have the pole put in, and life is good there. You know, if I get the electric, water's nothing. You know, all I got to do is call them and they'll have the water on the next day. I mean, it's all, the water meter's not there. They put one in, but that water's nothing. And as far as the septic, there's deals there, and I can hook up to the city septic if I choose to. So we'll see how that goes. But again, just wanted to give you a heads up on that, guys. Just, you know, adapt the best you can. I hear that noise down there. I got something rattling in the floorboard. Not ain't much I can do about it, I would think. Aggravating, isn't it, when something's rattling? Don't you hate rattles? I do. But anyway, guys, I'll end the video now. We're coming into Capitan. But anyway, thumbs up. Carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Buy anything you want, anytime. But use the Amazon link if you think about it. Drink plenty of water. 3 or 4 quarts a day won't hurt you. Take deep breaths. Do that breathe in and breathe out deeply several times a day. Why? Because that relieves stress, lowers your blood pressure. What else? Stretch, walk, keep your health there, and then stand guard at the door of your mind, guys. And you got it. All that's free. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye.